Yeah, this song. You really have to play this song right now. Oh my goodness. So, I'm just going to review the final Heavensward patches were fantastic. Um, I cannot believe what happened to Yida and Papalimo at the end. That was rough to just play through. Um, Man, this is a rough game. So yeah, there's a lot of character development. As I mentioned in the previous review of Heaven's Sword, there were so many pieces going on between Ishgard, Nidhogg. There was a lot of really great messages about rage and anger, Estinian's story, Horshafan's story, Lady Iceheart's story, the Warriors of Darkness's story. I think they're going to come back, but oh my gosh. Man, there's so many pieces of this. There's Vidafnir right there. Um, Man, this moves my 9.0 to a 9.5 for Heavensward. We learned so much about the Ascians and Oriange. Oh yeah, they gotta play the song, of course. But also Papalimo, making that decision. Starting Omega and hearing about Yida's backstory and the Archon Mark going away. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. I know I'm doing this review like right after playing it, but it was so well written. The reason I gave it a 9.0 in my previous review is the voice acting was great, the story was compelling, but I thought it was poorly written. I thought that there were times where the writing was a little off. And the reason I'm upping it to a 9.5 is the writing is spot on with these 3.1 through 3.5 patches. You did so much. The Nidhogg arc. I'll always call it the Nidhogg arc of 3.1 to 3.4. That was intense. Doing all the side pieces with the containment. The triple whatever they're called, the three bosses that you fight. It's so interesting. This is one of the best story. I mean, I'm putting this up there with Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII. As a story, if I were to say A Realm Reborn, the month or two that I took to play that, it was really just setting the stage. Like, okay, we have Primals, there's Bahamut, you get to know the characters a little bit. But Heavensward, I feel like so many pieces happen story-wise. Oh, there's Horshaphant, and then Hraesvelgr, of course. Hraesvelgr's story. I mean, all these characters have really good stories and growth. There wasn't a Stygian, but there was one Ishgardian kind of knight that was kind of puny and weak. I didn't like. I can't remember. It's not that he was weak. It was that he didn't have a lot of development. It was kind of a push development arc. But I like that Ishgard joined the rest of the alliance. He had that battle. The Nidhogg story, plus what just happened with Omega and the Eyes. Oh man, it's. I feel exhausted, but it's well worth playing. Certainly worth the simple cost of the expansion. But definitely 9.5, and one of the best RPGs I've played. I would not have said that after Realm Reborn, but I am saying that after Heavensward. So Heavensward is, if I'm going to rank them, Heavensward's way above a Realm Reborn. And the characters were more compelling, and they introduced a lot of new characters. The Pope, the King Thoradin arc. There's the Civil War, and the war between the dragons. But then there's a lot of metaphors about rage and loss and suffering, and how you deal with suffering, loss, and rage. It's really unique. I really like this. Yeah. Yeah, what did? Yeah, thank you, Athos, for joining me on this journey. I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10, Heavensward. Liked it better than ARR. I think I give ARR a 8.5. But yeah, these patch notes were great, and I think the patches were even better than the main story. To be honest, the triad, yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Anyway, so definitely recommend Heavensward. And there's Alize. You know, Alize's character grew so much. And I really know Alphino and Alize better than A Realm Reborn. You really only saw them if you did the coils, and there wasn't even that much character development. But Urianger and his motivations, the Warriors of Darkness, there were so many elements introduced. Sorry, I was a little emotional after that Papalymo Yida ending with Omega, and dealing with the whatever primal was born out of the cocoon. Yeah, the Midfilia point was really interesting with the Warriors of Darkness. I think it's an interesting concept to have different worlds with balance of light and dark, and that too much of one can also consume the world. It's a really interesting idea to have that balance. But it does make these sacrifices like Papalymo's seem even more pointless, right? Because, you know, as she said, and there's Ilberd. Ilberd coming back was a big twist. I didn't expect that at all from Griffin. Ilberd as Griffin, I think, is, you know, is a huge twist. But, yeah, no, it's, you know, it makes the sacrifice seem even more meaningless, which probably is the way it seems in real life. If, you know, someone dies, you know, you gotta continue on, and there's still struggle. There's less of a, like, yeah, there's Papalymo. There's less of a single sacrifice being the determiner of everything. You know, I really like the themes of Heavensward. It's my favorite expansion. I hear it's some people's favorite. Yeah, this guy showing up, I think it's good to see another person from Domo besides Yurigiri. I'm interested to play Stormblood, because I think you're going to go to a samurai's Japanese-themed place, and I'm excited to see what that's about. You know, what does that look like? So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this little ride of a review. Nero showing up and working with Sid. It was nice to see those two work together. There's so many different great pieces moving forward. And Papalymo's death was certainly unexpected for me. For those who have stuck around, I'm going to do a quick raffle for the chat as a thank you for sticking around. Alright, so I'm just going to launch a raffle really quick. Type !join to join in. But I appreciate you for hanging out. And we will continue our journey in Stormblood. I can't believe there's another 3 expansions. I don't know if I can deal with all this. We've only been playing for about, a month and a half, 2 months. Probably, yeah, 2 months solid, maybe. So it's a lot to do in 2 months. But, you know, I'm casually streaming this. Thank you so much. And shout out to Gareth, who had been watching the last couple ones, and then Athos. And I'm Athos. Congratulations for winning. Congrats. Congrats, Athos. So yeah, I appreciate you sticking around. Such a good scene at the end with Omega, getting Sid and Nero to work together. Yeah, Heavensward could have been like a whole nother game on its own. It's so cool that they're doing this in an MMO. Alright. One more. Oh, there's Omega. That was a surprise. You know, if I were to say one criticism of Heavensward, which is very hard to say, I think they rushed the whole Omega arc at the end. You know, if that had been a whole other expansion of its own, I could have seen it as a raid. I could have seen it as more than just 2 or 3 quests. You know, they really packed in a lot of story at the very end, and it would have been nice to draw that out a little bit more. Maybe have a fight where you have to fight to get to Omega or something. You know, there'd be some, or maybe to turn on the activation system, there's something that you have to fight with, like a defense system. So, you know, it's interesting. It is certainly interesting. There's a lot of Watanabes that worked on this. Web community testers, nice. And the entire QA staff. So that'd probably be me if I were to volunteer to work on this game. I'd be one of the entire staff or whatever. That's fun though. Yeah, I don't know the lyrics, but I heard Heavensward in there. And congratulations, I Am Athos, for winning the raffle. Again, thank you for sticking around so long. There's the dragon. Alright. Wonderful imagery, by the way. Well, that is my review. I'm going to have it go just a bit faster, as I've said everything that I need to say. I'm sure there will be some cinematics at the very end. There we go. So yeah, there's lots of events. It's an online thing. Thank you so much for playing, though. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure, and I'm excited to start Stormblood. And again, Heavensward 9.5, I think ARR 8.5, I'll have to go back and check. This is amazing. Alright, let's see the cinematic. Oh, there is no cinematic. Or maybe I rushed it at the end. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, here's cinematic. Let's see what happens. Yep. So they're all saying here, here. Hey, there's Pippin. Alright, quick march. We're ready to face him. Hey, we got the 3. We got Gridania, Ulda, and Limsa. It looks like here comes a General Radahn. It's almost time, father. Oh, that's his father. Pippin is his son. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the bull, Valamigo. That's Ilberd. Or Griffin. Revenge on Ilberd. You gonna have a moment about your friend Ilberd? That they cut off your arm? You're feeling bad about Papa Limo. What you doing? It's gotta be about Ilberd. You know it's gonna be about Ilberd. Yep, very well, Ilberd. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. Yeah. That's the way you feel. You know, if you've ever had a friend who changed so much, cut off your arm, You know, you remember who your friend used to be, kind of. That's beautiful. And what is this? What is going on? I don't like the look of this. Is this Griffin? No. Oh, this looks like a Dark Knight from Hero Quest. I'm guessing this is the Empire. Yeah, I wouldn't want to walk all the way up there. Imperial Officer, my Lord Viceroy. Fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. Yeah, probably don't want to hunt for Omega and the unknown Elkon continues. Yeah, ask him the question, he's gonna get mad probably. He's asleep probably. Let me guess, he's like asleep. Is he gonna wake up and be like, wait, what did you say? Most interesting, alright. Yeah, maybe we'll get to fight him in, whatchamacallit. Oh, there he is. Hey, we now know he has straight blonde hair. There you go. At the far edge of their fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to the eastern skies and behold the crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. Alright, looks like we're doing Stormblood. Hey, Stormblood. Let's see what this is.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Right.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's
wall. Oh yeah, open to interpretation, huh? Oh, you look so different. Come on, good job, Lise.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea.
Yeah.
To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Oh my goodness. That's a no good.
And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lise. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea.
Yeah.
However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
Yeah, that's true. You can't, like...
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Well, yeah, you don't want to bite the hand that feeds.
Precisely.
That makes sense.
The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lise's, given her personal connect. Who better than you to broker an agreement between...
I agree.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
Yes.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission...
Well, that covers...
As if you asked to ask. As if you have to ask.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
Yeah, same.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are
I'm
seldom
glad to know
hampered by a surfeit of healers.
There's one pugilist in the game, even if it's an NPC.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things.
Will you know?
I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
Okay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Alright, preparation. Yes, yes. Make sure your glob's in order.